What's going on, everybody? This your boy Mike, and this is going to be my review for episode 2 of The Walking Dead season 6, entitled JSS. Spoilers for anybody that has not seen the episode yet. I'll give you a few seconds to go ahead and shut the video off because we will be talking in detail about the episode. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now it's your fault. Alright, so spoilers, if you have not seen the episode yet, you should have seen it by now. Thanks to Now Showing, which is a Facebook page, I will put their link in the description below. Give their page a like. They always post the episode after it airs. Normally they do it in about 3 different parts, 3 different links there, and basically you can go like their page and check it out every week. And if you're a member of my group Dead to Zombies, I will also be posting those links in there as well for my members to see it. But let's get right on into it, man. This episode was crazy, like crazy. I thought the first episode was crazy, but this episode right here, man, this episode for me probably takes the cake, like, of any Walking Dead episode. This might really be my favorite Walking Dead episode of all time, because you didn't even have your key players there. Like, your A-team people was gone. We didn't see them the whole episode. You know, Carol, Morgan, and Enid pretty much carried this whole episode. We finally figure out what JSS means, and it means just survive somehow, and that came from Enid. Now, we start off the episode giving a little backstory on Enid, kind of like a flashback. Didn't really tell us nothing about her. Her character herself is still really a mystery to us even after that, but it did give us a little bit of kind of a flashback on how she got to Alexandria, which I think was pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? We finally get, you know, something on her backstory, because everybody was talking about her, and even now with the flashback and her having the keys later on that you see, like, she has a set of keys, like, to everything in Alexandria. People are questioning, especially in my group, if she's part of the Wolves. Now, I don't think so. I don't think she's part of the Wolves at all, man. I mean, honestly, I think she's just, just survived somehow. I think her having those keys just kind of pays homage to that, because she don't trust nobody, so she wants to be able to control, she wants to be able to get in anywhere she can get in whenever she wants to do it, and she ended up getting the keys. I don't think she's had the keys the whole time. I think she probably just got the keys as all this mess was broken out. I will give mad props to the actress that plays Enid, because from the beginning of the episode, that whole little intro that was basically just her little flashback, real quick flashback there, dude, she had to carry that part with no speaking role at all. Like, I mean, you heard her holler at her parents, like, a couple times, we gotta go, or whatever, before her parents get eat. But after that, dude, she carries that whole part without any speaking roles, and that takes talent. And the girl is like 15, 16 years old, I think, something like that. So, you know what I'm saying? I really think that she did a really good job on that role, that whole beginning there, by carrying it. She did that really well. I mean, from eating the turtle, you know what I mean, to spelling JSS with the turtle bones. I mean, dude, it was crazy. It was pretty awesome, really, to see how she kind of became like this animal, you know what I mean? And even in Alexandria, we had that eerie feeling about her when we first seen her. So it was cool to kind of see like a little flashback of her. I'm going to make a quick prediction about her character. As a comic book fan, I'm going to predict that they may very well be turning her character into Sophia from the comics, since they already killed Sophia off in the beginning. Which that'd be good for Carl, because, in Carl, he has that interaction between him and Sophia. It's like a brotherly, sisterly type thing, you know what I mean? Him and Sophia in the comics are really close. So I think that may be what they're doing with her character. And if that is what they're doing with her character, man, hats off, dude, because that's going to be pretty awesome. Now let's move on to Carol. Like, Carol in this episode, I've never really been a big Carol fan. She won kind of my respect when she did what she did with Terminus. But even then, everybody was like, Rambo Carol this or Rambo Carol that. I didn't really see her as being that badass, at that point, even then. It was really, she did win now I will say she did win some of my respect for doing that with Terminus. She really did, for real. That showed me that she can get the job done. But as far as being badass, I wasn't at that point yet. But this episode, she really gained my respect in this episode, and I'm at the point now where I'm like, I'm almost on that Carol bandwagon, y'all. I'm almost there, because this episode here, she really won me over from the Mercy killing, and that was just crazy, that just that scene that when the wolves started to attack, and she went up behind that one wolf and that cut the one Alexandrian woman and stabbed him, took his clothes, and she had the woman, she had to do that mercy killing, because she knew at that point she couldn't never get him to our new doctor, which is Denise from the comics. And by the way, they did her really good too. We'll talk about her in a minute though. Back to Carol. When she did that mercy killing, man, and it was just that image, dude. She was just, after she had killed the woman, stuck a knife to her head, she was just sitting there on the porch, and in the background you see the wolves running and running, you know what I'm saying? It was just that whole imagery of that scene, man, was just, it really stood out to her character, because everybody has said, she's a master of disguise, in which that's what she did. She stole the wolves' clothes and was just walking around Alexandria, and the wolves thought that she was one of them. She painted a W on her head, man, and she was just running around killing them. The part that I really liked is when she was dragging Morgan, because Morgan was helping her get to the armory, and she was basically making the wolves think that, she had somebody captive or whatever. But that was really funny when they stopped for a minute and seen Father Gabriel getting attacked by one of the wolves, and she was just like, just leave him. That tells me that Carol has really evolved into a dark place. She probably more than Rick is ready to just get it done, whatever needs to be done. You know what I mean? Even Rick, takes a second, maybe a millisecond, to think about what he's doing. Man, Carol, man, when she's beast mode, dude, she's on it. You know what I mean? She goes to this dark place and she just does whatever she has to do. And I really like that about Carol. And I think that makes her a really good asset to the team. I was a little worried there for a minute that maybe, somebody, one of our crew, would come around the corner and see her and shoot her because they thought she was one of the wolves or something. But I will say this. The image when she shot that one wolf, just that image where the sky was in the background, man, and the whole image of her pointing the gun down really, really reminded me of that same image of Rick when he put that cop down in last season. It almost was identical, to me when I first seen it, and I even called it out to my girlfriend when we was watching the show. I'm like, did you see that scene? And she was like, what? And I rewinded it because it's DVR, and I was like, look at that image right there. What does that remind you of? And, it was just spot on, man. It's almost just like Rick's scene right there. But the attack was just crazy, man. I mean, Carol is just looking out the window, just nonchalantly, just looking at Miss Niedermeyer across the street. She kind of took Carol's advice about smoking outside. Carol was watching her smoke outside, and just all of a sudden, whack! One of the wolves just came up. I mean, it was just one of the most brutal things. Like, I thought Terminus was brutal, man. These dudes just came in there just chopping people, man. And the one big dude with the axe was sitting there chopping people's limbs off. And Morgan stepped up, man. God, Morgan in this episode, I love Morgan in this episode. But this episode also made me think that Morgan may be getting killed off really soon, or maybe leaving Alexandria. And we won't see him again for a while, because, I mean, with him clashing with Rick, with their ways, and then now him and Carol clashed a couple times in this episode, because, he's all about all life is precious, and he was putting people down with that bow, man. Even when the wolves were surrounding him, he was putting them down. And at the very end, when he came up against that other wolf that he seen prior, I think it was at the end of season 5, he seen that wolf. Actually, it was both of them, because he run one of them out of Alexandria, and the other one, it was at the end of the fight, and he walked into a house, and them two started going at it. And that wolf was like, you know, just smiling and talking about, you can't do it. You should have. And then just bum rushed him, dude. And Morgan had to put him down, but we don't know if he really killed him. I personally think he killed him because we never seen any of the bodies getting drug off anywhere. You know what I'm saying? We didn't see him leave. All we seen was Morgan say, I'm sorry. And then he just whipped that bow around, man, and cracked him in the head and it goes off. Now, I think he killed him, personally. I do. I think he killed him, and I think that's why we get that scene of, at the very end, of him and Carol passing each other, and Carol coming up from up the road, and Morgan walking down that road that Carol came up from. Because I kind of think that's where Morgan is heading. Either he is going to die, leave Alexandria, or he's going to have to get with the program of everybody else. Now, that's not to say that you should always kill people, but in a situation like they were in with the wolves, you have to, man. You gotta kill them because you cannot leave people like that alive. And I think he realized that after he ran those 3 wolves off, and one of them had a gun in their hand, and you just seen the look on Morgan's face, and it's like he knew that now, okay, one of them stole a gun and they ran off, they're gonna come back. He just gotta, he's gotta realize that, you know, in situations like that, you can't just knock people out and it be done. You know what I mean? Spencer is another one I want to talk about because I honestly didn't think that Spencer was as big as a, I guess, wuss as they portrayed him. I thought he would be a little bit more hardcore. Now, I understand that most of the people from Alexandria have no idea what they're doing as far as survival tactics. But I thought Spencer would probably be at least the one person that would, you know, at least half-ass know how to take care of things, you know what I mean, as far as, you know, taking care of the community from outsiders. But then, you know, you realize when he asked Rosita, is this really how it is out there? And then, you know, he's in the guard tower shooting at the wolf. He couldn't get a shot off. He just wasn't a good enough shot to do that. And then you see that big truck that we heard the horn from in the first episode. We see that big transfer truck coming towards Alexandria. Now, Spencer, you know, shot the driver, but that made the transfer truck slam right into the guard tower. Now, I guess that's a good thing and a bad thing because it smashed. He killed the guy, smashed into the guard tower, which in turn set the horn off on the truck, which in turn is leading the super PAC back to Alexandria. But at the same time, it's probably better that he did that because if he wouldn't have shot that truck, man, that truck probably would have ran straight through the gates of Alexandria, and they would have had no way to defend themselves against all them walkers coming their way. I love the little comic bounce off that Eugene and Denise had when they first introduced Denise. She didn't really have a whole lot of speaking parts, but for this to be in her introduction, I think they really did her well. And, you know, Eugene is like, can you be a doctor? And she just without a beat, man, she was like, can you? And just the look on Eugene's face, man, was priceless, dude. I'm really starting to like Eugene, if not for anything else, for his comic relief. Now, Deanna in this episode was really just kind of not there in a way, you know what I mean? That woman was scared to death. So, and she pretty much said, you know, Maggie came in there and was like, you know, we got to get in there. We got to help. And Deanna was pretty much like, you know, just, I can't go back in there. I'll just be somebody else you have to save. I'd be doing nobody no good. I'd be better off out here. So she stays outside with Spencer, and Spencer puts her in the transfer truck and just kind of guards the door from there. I didn't see Maggie kill anybody, though. Like, Maggie was there, like, the whole time, I do believe, and I didn't see her kill anybody. One walker I think she killed, and it was already like burnt up or something. So what the hell, Maggie? Jesse in this episode went buck wild, and I'm glad they finally did that. I've been waiting to see her just go ape shit on somebody. And when her and Sam was in the closet, she heard somebody come running through the house. She busts up out the closet, man. And the woman attacks her or whatever, goes to get a gun. When she goes to get a gun, Jesse just gets up and grabs the scissors and it's like, bam, haircut, bitch. And just, that was it, man. And it was crazy because as she's going off stabbing the chick, her older son, Ron, walks in behind her and sees her doing it. So we really don't know how that's going to affect him till probably next episode. I don't know what he's going to do, honestly, at this point, with his dad dying and all this other stuff going, or getting killed and all this stuff going on, and then now seeing his mom do that. Man, things might get a little crazy with Ron. Better watch him. Overall, I give this episode a 10. Like I said, it's probably going to be my favorite episode of the whole Walking Dead series. They did a fabulous job of the writing, the acting, everything. You know, just the way they put everything together, the little flashback they gave us at Enid. And I say it's probably one of the best episodes for me because it focused more on the B team rather than you know what I'm saying, rather than the main hardcore people. It focused more on Alexandria without Rick and the crew being there. And I thought that was just completely awesome. They pulled it off very well. Hats off. I'm going to rate this a 10. But that's about all I got for you guys. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will put all my links in the description below. My group link, my Twitter, my Facebook, nerdfeed.com. Go check it out. All different kinds of fandoms. If you want to check out my video of Fayetteville, North Carolina's first Comic-Con that we went to the other day, you can click right up there or you can click right over here. And you can check out all the goodness from the Comic-Con. I met a couple walkers there. You get to see them. And basically, that's it, you guys. Dead to Zombies, nerdfeed.com. You guys rock.
Here we come, it's the day of the dead.